Okay, time to do a this is where I'm at video. Weather's been kind of crappy. Sarah's got swimming 4 times a week, so my schedule not the same as it's been over the last few years. But I have gotten fluid and a bit more zones. Speaking of zones, also I'm staying on this one because there's still spots that I want to work on. Now, I'm not really going to be showing you anything new, but I'd like to point out you should, at any point in your adult life, be able to raise your hands above your head. You should be able to plant your hips squarely underneath your shoulders, straighten out both legs, and have your feet flat on the floor so that the balls of your feet feel like they're able to splay out. Failure to do that, no, you're not really going to notice it because you got used to it. And I get that. So, while you're doing this, you can put your hands directly in line with your shoulders, or you can go wider stance, but the goal is you want to feel your shoulders lift up from your rib cage while you're holding it, and it does take muscles to do it. Back out to a more natural one as I extend my head over. Can I go further? Yeah, a little bit, but I am getting enough muscle tension on here. And primary, my focus is on the back. All these moves currently I'm holding for 40 seconds. I'll do the left side, I'll do the right side, I'll do center up to a point. And I'll also do 40 seconds, arms straight out. I'll do it about halfway facing you head on and then show you on the side. Goal here is you want to feel your weight on the balls of your feet and your heels slightly lifting off the ground but still remaining in contact. Your back should be neutral as much as you can tell, and that's why I use the cameras. You can also play around with it and keeping your arms straight out and feeling it in your hammies. And again, hold that 40 seconds. I can go a bit lower. It's more comfortable to rest my palms on the ground right now than it has been pretty well at any point before this week. Little improvements. Since I got the stick here, I'll also do a straight leg twist. And again, for here, I'm feeling it on my feet. And when I feel this part splay up, I'm feeling this part of my leg, different bands, starting to differentiate. Also feeling my core. I got to use muscles to hold myself over here and relax on this side here and maintain the position. May have to find a spot on the floor to focus on for your balance. If your balance kind of sucks because your calculus sucks, now you got to train your brain to work off your stabilizers. And you can play around by forcing out your outreached arm. Another one that I've gotten into. And I'm feeling this on my lower arm, biceps, shoulders, forearms as much as I am my upper arm, which is the triceps, lats, and a few other spots on my back. Plus I got to hold my head over. And again, 40 seconds. If I'm not getting close to the time, it's just because it's demo right now. And I haven't quite figured out the camera work.
Out of this stuff, you get out of it what you put into it. You can play with how wide apart your feet are. Bring them in just inside hip width apart, or you can extend it. Careful of the butt jut. You really don't want to be leaning back. The goal is to engage the whole soles of your feet to take up the weight of maintaining this much of your upper body over your toes.
A little bit of a wider grip. Feet just around shoulder width apart. And
go down to variations of downward dog. Play around with my feet. Currently, liking going on my fingertips for this, although going down to my palms, not a problem. Fingertips though, once I started doing that, the bit of arthritis on my trigger finger, right hand, actually went away after a few months. You can also play around, placement of your hands, grab your ankles, try and go lower, place your hands down, elephant walks. These had a lot of snap, crackle, and pops till I got some more sensations and control over what my feet can do. Play around with the planks. These are up to 40 or a minute, depending on which style I'm doing.
feet flat on the floor. Butt on the heels. You like compounding stuff? May as well, as I said, you're sitting here for 40 seconds to a minute. May as well work on other parts of the body as long as you're not screwing around on your base stuff, which is getting your foot instep flexion to really get something out of the stretch. After doing that, you should be able to go back on your toes. The longer you sit on your instep, the more difficult it is getting on your toes.
hurdle or stretch. Try and keep your trailing leg straight as you can. Back upright, glutes engaged. You really want to sink down in your forward leg. Watch your balance. Use a stick if you have to. Hold this for about 40 seconds and work up to it. I mean, crap, before I got up to the 40, I had to do 10 and 20. Lack of foot cramps, that's enjoyable. Lean forward, knees over toes. You can also do reverse lunges. And yeah, I can have and do add weights, but I'm still working on fine tuning this for balance. And I'm loving the fluidity in moving from one position to another. And yeah, in the beginning, not a chance. Or if I could get into it, I had to use every cheat I had. Fight the cramps, adjust the cramps, just to work on lengthening it, strengthening it, and if you're strengthening it, you gotta lengthen it again. Can have and do have my rear leg lifted up. I can't remember the name for it. On a workbench, chair, couch. As I said, this is more or less a status to see where I'm at. I lost a little bit on the splits because I've been focusing on other things. If your heels come off the floor, mine aren't, that's fine. Work up into it. If you're working on your inner thighs, nothing says you can't get your shoulders, get some work done. This is about at the limit at where I'm at right now. I could probably force it to go lower. I'm not quite at that level yet. Smooth. Full squats, heels on the ground, ass have probably got close to 2 fingers away from the floor. And force arms inside the knees. Use a stick to help press it out. Just get comfortable in it. Now, of course, you can do the knee taps. Yeah, my knees were pooched, left knee especially, both ankles pretty much. My hips were in sore shape. You need all those parts to be able to do this successfully.
A lot easier. Good solid year after the first 6 months of working on lifting my leg this high in the shower and maintaining it so I don't need a third or second point of contact. Nope, need the stick for this one. Left side's a little weaker than my right.
Child's pose. Forehead is touching. What I like more though, keeping your forehead on the ground. How far can you go before your hands touch the ground? Right there. But I can go straight out to the front.
Rug's pose, or whatever the actual yoga name is for it.
40 seconds. Forty seconds. Forty seconds.
That's roughly where I'm at. It's less what I'm doing. You shouldn't be seeing anything new in here. But if you've been paying attention for my earlier ones, getting in and out of all that, hell of a lot easier. All right, I got a shower, get supper ready. You have a good day.